welcome my constant reader friends. I'm Tad and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. All right, now 2 weeks into November. I already went through, I showed you, I've got my stack of books. These are the books that we're trying to finish before the end of the year. And I'm making some progress. So let's go through a progress report real quick. A little update. So Last Argument of Kings. This is, of course, the third book in the First Law trilogy, Joe Abercrombie. I have started this. I'm not really far into it. What am I? 110 pages already. Yeah, I'm digging it. I don't know what happened. I really disliked the first book. Second book got better. I'm only 100 pages in, and this book's already got me captivated. I guess I'm going to have to read everything by Joe Abercrombie now. So that's where I'm at with this one. And THRAWN Ascendancy. This is Lesser Evil. And this is the third book in this trilogy, the THRAWN Ascendancy trilogy by Timothy Zahn. Now, we're going to talk about this one because this one I did finish. And, of course, it's the third book in the trilogy. So, let's get the numbers out of the way. This book was published originally November of 2021. In my version, there's 548 pages. And on Goodreads, it currently has a 4.32. Now, the first book, let me set this down. The first book in the trilogy is THRAWN Ascendancy, Chaos Rising. This one has a Goodreads right now of 4.25. And then, of course, we have the second book, Greater Good. And this one currently has a Goodreads rating of 4.12. So, this is the lowest rated of the trilogy on Goodreads. The first one, Chaos Rising, is the second rated, best rated, and this one, Lesser Evil, is the most high rated one on Goodreads right now. I'll give you my thoughts real quick. I prefer the first book, Chaos Rising, over all of them. Greater Good and this one, Lesser Evil, are about neck and neck. I did like this one. It introduced some different races and some political intrigue that I enjoyed. They tried to, you see where the first book goes into the second book. They're trying to basically have the Chiss go through some type of inner turmoil that creates a civil war. Now, in the Chiss Ascendancy, there are 9 ruling families, and there's 40 lower families, and of course, their worlds. So, these other aliens are trying to sow dissent within the Chiss Ascendancy to kind of force them to have a civil war. They believe if they start, killing each other, fighting amongst each other, that it will be easier for them to come in and infiltrate the Chiss and take over the Chiss, basically. So that's the overarching story in the trilogy. It's great. I mean, it's fun as hell. It's Star Wars. In this book, though, you're going to learn, and I appreciated this in all 3 books, was learning a little bit more about the Chiss themselves. It is, yes, it's an origin story basically for Thrawn, and, his growth as a military commander and the brilliance that he shows. That, of course, yes, is what this is basically, an origin story. But I really enjoyed learning more about the Chiss worlds and their people and the politics in that. I really enjoyed that. Some people I've seen don't, I don't know. They don't like reading the politics. That's fine. It can get a little dry, but I mean, we're talking Thrawn, right? We're talking Timothy Zahn. This is Timothy Zahn's 16th novel in the Star Wars universe. So this guy knows everything about Thrawn, and he knows everything about the Star Wars universe. And he's a great writer. He's just an easy read. I never got lost. I did see some people get confused with this book and the series because, let's be honest, there's a ton of names. There's a ton of characters. They introduce new characters, new races, new worlds, new technology. It's fun as hell. I mean, that's what we want in Star Wars, right? I saw some people saying, you know, wow, this series is a waste of time because we already know the story of Thrawn and what happens. I don't understand this. There were some people saying, well, the books would have been better if Timothy Zahn wasn't handcuffed and had to write this storyline because of the new canon. People, this is, look what it says right here. It says Star Wars. Okay? We're in that universe. It's already established. I don't understand. What else to say? Thrawn. Okay? Thrawn, major character. Yes, if you're a Star Wars fan at all, you've seen Clone Wars. You know what happens with Thrawn. Even if, you know, this trilogy came out after the other trilogy, the one started in Thrawn 2017. So you already have, if you've read that, if you're a Star Wars fan, you already know what's going on. People talk about the old Legends trilogy that Timothy Zahn wrote, which is amazing. You know that. This is just a backstory. It's an origin. Is it a setup? Absolutely, it's a setup, people. Of course, you have to follow a path that gets you to the next series. The Clone Wars. Those things are canon. This is canon. It's just wonderful being able to go to this world, to this universe, and play in this sandbox. That makes me smile because that's what I did when I was a kid. I got the little figurines and I'd sit in a literal sandbox and play like I was on Tatooine. Didn't we all do that? I don't know what the problem is with these people. Yes, so yeah, we know it's a setup. It's going to end a certain way. It's going to lead you into the next series. Absolutely, but it's just fun as hell to read this. If you don't come away from reading this trilogy loving Zahn, really very intrigued and interested in the Chiss ascendancy itself, then you're doing it wrong. I said it. You're doing it wrong. All right, let's talk about the book still. I'm sorry, I got off on a tangent there. I'm sorry. Get off your high horse, Tad. I know, that's all right. You can tell me in the comments. But what is this book really? Again, it's an origin story, but this particular book, there's great battle scenes in this. Really, really cool. I mean, again, you're a Star Wars fan. You love the battle scenes. It's there. Political intrigue. If you don't like political intrigue, why are you a fan of Star Wars? I mean, how many scenes are there of the Senate and the senators and oh my gosh, if you're a fan of the Legend series, there's so many people out there. I'm getting off on tangents. I can't help it with Star Wars. People out there complaining about this new canon and, oh, the Legends were so much better. Come on, people. The Legends were great, yes. When we wanted more, again, things for this universe, more things to dip our feet into the sandbox, and Legends were all we had, that's what we read. But let's be honest, it's not, it just isn't. It's not canon. There's a lot of contradictory things if you've read, there's a ton of Legend books. Yeah, some of them were great. The trilogy, the Thrawn trilogy, the original one, is brilliant. It's awesome. Yes, I love it. But people, We're in a new era of Star Wars. We're trying to make everything fit together. It's canon. That's what we're given now. If you can't enjoy it, then I guess don't enjoy Star Wars anymore. I don't know what to say. All right, again, get off that, Tad. Oh my goodness. This book, one of the things that I really liked about this whole series. Yes, we got some Thrawn, we got the Chiz, but it's really exploration in relationships and how we build those relationships and how we foster those relationships and make them meaningful in difficult times, and what happens with those relationships. They inherently, well, what we're seeing in this book is instill trust. This book really comes down to what this, even the whole series, is trust. And who do you trust? You make a choice to align yourself with, who knows, one person says good, one person says evil, right? Whichever side you're on may be the good or may be the evil, the bad, the ugly, the righteous, the right. I mean, it goes through history too, right? The winner's going to write the history books. The person who wins is going to write the history books. This kind of shows you, though, that those relationships and the characters that you choose to align yourself with and how you move forward. There are people in this book that, unfortunately, I mean, there's a ton of antagonists. There's even some that are Chiss, some that are, of course, aliens, some that are on other worlds. Everyone has their own agenda. Again, who's good, who's bad. But I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the whole thing. Is it the greatest novels ever written? No, it's not. It's pure entertainment. It's Star Wars, people. Enjoy it, please. I saw some people really going off on this book, these books as being boring. It's just part of the sandbox. It's fun. Let's enjoy it. So anyways, I enjoyed it. Yes, I'm going to say that out of the three, this is maybe my least favorite. But overall, great trilogy. I'm going to continue on reading my Star Wars books. I am a completionist, so we're going to see where that goes. I want to keep moving ahead, but then I want to go back because we've now got all the Old Republic stuff. There's so much, and they come out so frequently. There's no way I'd probably keep up with it and read everything else I want to read. But anyways, we got that done. We got this trilogy done, and we've got Joe Abercrombie, Last Arguments of Kings, and we will be reading Nemesis Games as well next this month. And then we've got the other stack back here for December, and hopefully we'll get through it all. I think I'm going to. I will say, though, that this Last Argument of Kings I am reading really slowly because I am enjoying it so much. So, all right. Hopefully we'll get everything done. All right. As always, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you found some type of entertaining value in my videos. I loved spending the time talking to you all. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments. You know I love the comments. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Peace out.